Well, thanks all for joining us. My name is Kevin Nyango, and I'm the founder of MtandaoVersity School of Soft Skills. The platform, generally, it's about sharing those characteristics or behaviors that employers are looking for. Others call them soft skills, others call them employability skills. But today, I am not alone. Today, I've got Emmy Kosgei. Emmy, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Because, Emmy, you must know that I'm sidetracked. I mean, this is just unbelievable that you're here with me right now.
I'm so honored to be here, like for real.
Emmy, and just to explain to people in the UK who are following this, is that, Emmy is huge, not just in Kenya, but in Africa. She's an award-winning artist. She does a lot with the community. Just Google her name and you will know what I'm talking about. I cannot describe her. But Emmy, as I said, I'm absolutely honored to have you here today.
Thank you so much.
Now, and how do you describe you? So, I mean, how do they call you what? An artist? What's the name you want to refer to today?
Maybe in simple terms is I am a born-again Christian. I'm a lady or a woman for that matter, and who happens to be gifted and called to serve through music. And so I'm a musician, I'm a gospel artist. I preach the word of God through music. And then I am a philanthropist. I wear so many hats at the same time, but the bottom line is service, kingdom service.
I'm talking about service. I'll go straight to the point now, Emily. There are lots of people that when they look at talent, they look at a side hustle, not really what puts food on the table. And
yeah,
is that a fair description of what people look at talent as?
No, it's not fair. When I started many years ago, when I entered into music scene, personally, I'd never thought that I would be an artist or I would be actually a recording artist for that matter. I used to write songs, and in that time, the mentality, especially from communities, let me talk about my own community and many other communities in Kenya. Music was for, or talent, or this career that we are in was for people maybe who failed in school, who never did well in high school. They tell you, since you didn't do well, you can still sing, you can do this. So it was like a side hustle, not
Yes.
like a career, yes. So it was a perspective which it's fading away slowly with the Western, yes.
And also when people look at the art, let's say like right now, I don't think people appreciate the amount of work we put behind the scene, for us to get the product you are right now. And the reason I'm saying that, Emmy, is that people don't give respect to what artists do. In respect to also, particularly in mentioning going to gender. If a young lady like someone like you decides I'm not going to look for white collar job employment, but I'm going to concentrate on talent. What's your observation on that? And in respective of your community, where you're from?
It has never been taken seriously, but I could tell you for a fact that music is very time consuming, energy consuming. Talent is I think even it is much complex than white collar jobs. White collar jobs is after you graduate, you go to school, you can, you're employed as a secretary or maybe a government official or an officer, you're running an office. It's a traditional pattern of doing things. With talent, you have to be creative. Every season calls for a certain level of creativity. a certain level of excellence. So every talent person, puts in a lot more. Like it takes a lot of things, skill, creativity. You got to excel, improve on your career every time. So it's a very, 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 quite consuming field. And many people enter into it and they realize if you don't have capacity, you burn out.
Right. And talking about burning out, well, today we are celebrating it's International Women's Day, and the theme is I choose to challenge. And so, looking at you, as a public figure, or a celebrated artist, really, what will you tell those young ladies? Listen to us right now, and they're saying "Hakuna kazi." They've got amazing certificates, and but they're like, mimi natafuta tu kazi, lakini hakuna kazi. What will you tell them in relation to talent?
I think to say hakuna kazi is now in the society we're in today. It is how do I put it? It's another word of saying that you are not willing to push beyond your limits. As a woman, there are so many things that we are talented, gifted in. I think what we should be thinking about is converting that to money, converting it to interpret into work, not just doing it as somebody would say, I know how to cook, they cook excellency. How do you move that from hosting your husband's hundreds of friends or your friends at your house to a career? To cooking. Now there is, because of COVID, we have advanced, there is deliveries of food. You can deliver food to as many homes as at the comfort of your house, supply food stuff, supply everything. Now, even domestic works, has been digitalized. People who are doing domestic works are paid salary like any other person. How about recruiting and training these girls and then dispatching them is source of income. So as women, I think this International Women's Day comes to challenge us to know that, we choose to break barriers, to break boundaries, to challenge the challenges of life and succeed. So to know that it is possible. There's nothing impossible in this life. So to stay home or just stay back there and say there's no job, you are not being fair to yourself. You can do much more, with what you have, the giftings that we have as source of income.
So I like you talking about gifts here. For those just joining us, my name is Kevin Anyango. I'm the founder of MtandaoVersity. And today I'm talking to Emmy Kosgei, an artist, a celebrated artist in Africa, not just in Kenya. So Emmy, allow me to ask this. When a woman decides to pursue their talent and not white-collar jobs, it comes to the perception, and it's a very male-dominated industry, isn't it? If you see what I mean. But yeah. When you're starting up, because I know who you are, I'm following your journey because of personal interest. But because you started singing at a very young age, is that correct?
Yeah, I started singing immediately. I went to school. I graduated. I was in Kenya Utalii College then when they were only taking 56 from all over the country. I managed to qualify and all that. So after my graduation, I went to another college to further my studies like that. I had distinctions in so many fields, and I worked. My last job, I was working with an international organization with Catholic monastic fathers. I was in their top management. In fact, I was managing 2-3 regions for them. And, I took, many people think maybe I went into music because maybe I did, as a Form 4, I went to school. I actually, if I take my papers, I can be employed for an office. But after my employment, I was still singing, but singing, thinking my music was for church. writing songs, going for events, conferences, crusades. And then I remember my mentor, who is Esther Wahome, I was age 22, 23. That is young enough. When I started backing up Esther Wahome, and she's the one, yes, and she told me, when you combine this, your looks, your skin tone, your size, and your voice, and do Kalenjin music, oh my God, this would be powerful. So she really challenged me and pushed me out there. So I did my first recording. Then from that, my first recording, I got busy. I got invitations, US, South Africa, my first amateur. So then my music grew so fast. So it was a matter of passion and my career. I was like, okay, this one is good, but this one, my heart, soul, and body is in it. Like when I sing, I feel something. When I hear people saying, oh, you're music, oh, you're so. So I ventured into music, and I have never gone back to white collar jobs. I can tell you that I started small and it started growing, worked on it by the grace of God. I can tell you today, I got a government appointment because of my music. I have represented Kenya in so many expos globally. I have represented Africa, participated in events that I am the only African. I have, and all those is money-giving jobs, you understand?
Of course,
And I have done a lot. So if I look back to 15 years that I've been in music, 16 years and ongoing, it has been the most impactful period of my life. I've done a lot than my white collar job would have done for me. I've traveled to so many nations, like per year, my diary is like that. So it's just music. And then to just represent our culture and diversity through music is a powerful sound and communication. So it comes back to it is as demanding, even much more than white collar jobs, because all these things you must improve every time. Your content, your communication skills, people should know what you're trying to say, it should give value to what you're giving. Your music should represent what you talk about, your image. If me, I am representing Kenya, for example, what do I know about Kenya? What do I know about diversity? What do I know about the power of our cultural practices? Which ones are good? Which ones are bad? So understanding the whole thing and interpreting in music on my platform is work on itself. So it is pain, and I'm a testimony for it.
Now listen, I tell you what, Emmy. I planned, prepared a few questions to talk to you, but I don't think I'm going to follow that. So I'm going to check this in a bit and just have a chat. I'll make it very, very informal. Mm-hmm. Allow me to go back when you talk about when you're starting. So there has to be a role of family here, isn't it? Because again, in my experience, born and brought up in Kenya myself, my parents obviously they were into academics like any other parents, and I used to like football, but I was never ever encouraged to take that kind of line. So in your case, was the family really behind that, or was it you kichwa ngumu?
I think my family they have played a big role in my career. I think having a father like my father and a mother like my own mother builds the person I am today. Every step of life they worked with me, and I can remember that first my dad said, "Lazima umalize shule." Do you understand? He really pushed me into academics, and that's why I never thought I would be I didn't sit back and say, oh, I want to be a recording artist, for example. I never planned for that. So, and when the time came, it was the right time, and my parents had seen me grow with that. And when the time came, they supported me. And I would tell you today, I have won so many awards, but every award that I have attended, my dad is always there. My mom is there. My family is there. That means they hold my hands and support me. Also, one, They give you guidance. They ensure that your feet are still on ground, so you don't lose the way. Now, when we talk about music, it's a very wide field. So many people have made it, and some have never made it because of the challenges that come with it. It's a very challenging field. And then now, being a gospel artist, you can understand what I mean. There are places I can't go. There are things I cannot do. It requires high discipline. So it's a great appreciation to parents and siblings. My team contains 99% of my direct siblings. So can you imagine, we started 16 years ago with them and they are still with me. So it to me is more of family thing, and that has been my strength. Yeah.
Right. For those that have just joined us, this is the MtandaoVersity School of Soft Skills, and today I'm talking to Emmy Kosgei, who's an artist, a songwriter. I don't know what to call her, but you can Google her name. Her name is Emmy Kosgei. The aim of the platform is talk about what I refer to as soft skills, or those characters or characteristics that employers are looking for. Today, in commemoration of International Women's Day, we're talking to Emily about talent vis-a-vis employability or employment. Now, Emmy, still there are lots of people that have amazing qualifications and are struggling to find those kind of roles that they want, and they are talented. It's very, very difficult, it's very hard to break into talent that can pay you. Whether you're a singer, you're an athlete, or it's very, very difficult. In your case, will you say that your dad played a role in terms of building a career, or was it just you as a person? So forget about the support, but just you as a person. Was it because of you and passion you have, or was it about taking opportunities there, or was it because of your dad? Because your father is quite a well-known figure in your community, isn't it?
Yes, I think it is. There is a contribution that family brings to that. But the major part of the work is on you as a person. It's on me as a person that needs, for example, to work with discipline and to build excellence. This is what you bring to the people, so that I believe that the spirit you carry must interpret the work that you do. If I don't love and enjoy what I do, the person that is watching me or following me may never even like what I'm doing, considering that I am a Kalenjin, gospel artist. My language, my music is already, I have a language barrier challenge, if you may say that, to my audience. So one of the biggest things I continue to build in those early days is to be able to understand first that music is beyond language. So it is up to me to work out on ways to interpret it. I came to understand that you may not be from my dialect, but music is more than dialect. It's a sound of the spirit. It is a spirit. And the power of every sound is the spirit behind it. So it's up to me to engage the spirit behind my song to reach to my audience. And I've come to realize that apart from Kenyans that understand what I'm singing, the majority of Kenyans and my global audience don't even understand a word, but yet they get blessed and they enjoy it. This is the following I have. So this on its own has taught me a lesson that I should not be confined to my locality, confined to my friends, confined to my circle. I must spread. When we say choose to break out, to break barriers, is choosing to challenge those things that look like they would challenge your advancement. When you understand and overcome that, then you know you are set. You look at the global stage, not the local stage. And when you look at the global stage, the challenges that would look so big within your circle become smaller. And when you're able to solve that, then your journey becomes easy because it becomes easier even from where you are. So that has helped me in person. So if I work like that, then my parents who have played a big role in my family, they hold my hands and they support me. These are the people that say, keep going, keep moving. We are proud of you. We are behind you. But the main work is on me. We have many talented people, maybe who lack discipline, who are very gifted, they can sing very well, but without character, when your eyes are so blinded to the maybe small achievements that you have, you miss the bigger achievements that you would have attained. When I was starting music, for example, I would earn even 10,000. My first pay was 5,000, at most 9,000, for real. Can you imagine? So
I'm going to ask how much you want now, but I will not ask. Carry on. I will not ask that.
Now God has, so God has just, we have walked the journey slowly by slowly. So you can't give up. Challenges are there. Everything is there. But I say the same thing. It matters where you are seeing. Where are your eyes fixed? Is it within where you are, or you are seeing far? You must have a vision, even if it doesn't look like it now. Have a vision, and that vision will drive you to where you're going. In terms of talents, talent has no boundaries. It is the most powerful thing. When you discover that you have something that is not a human made, it's a God-given. And I believe God gives you a certain strength to build you. And when you capture it, God gives you the grace that you need in the marketplace. The most of my monies I've made in music is from corporate world. No, and I'm not singing about this, that. I'm singing about Jesus. But the way I have put my eyes and things, I could have said, Emmy Kosgei, since you're singing gospel, your field is only church.
Yes.
Your market is only church. No, for me, church is my place of calling. If I go there, I'm going to serve God and to my boss, is my employer. But when I finish with my employer, it sends me to the marketplace. So my talents, the Bible says, talent makes you room before kings. It has made room for me. People that are watching us today, it is possible. I have broken bread with very, very mighty people. I know I've had conversations closely like this with my presidents, not one president, so you can imagine his talents. If I was working in that company I was working in, at what point would I have broken to?
and Emily, Emmy, and you would be here right now if you had
can you imagine? You wouldn't have known even that I exist.
No. And even you would have got to Nigeria, if you see what I mean. But Emily, so I keep talking Emily. No, your name is Emmy. Emmy.
Yeah, I understand.
One, it can be gifted, but also there has to be an element of personality as well in it, isn't it? And really, I can see the passion, your personality. You're quite cool, if you see what I mean. So where did that come from? Is that family again, or is that you? Where is that personality coming from? And the reason for this question, Emmy, is because there are lots of people that are very, very talented but cannot work with people. They are very, very individualistic or egoistic, if I may say so. But it's very important to be relatable or to be likable. So in your case, where is that personality coming from? What you're showing me right now?
Oh, unfortunately, that is a personal thing that everybody must work on it.
You can train
on yourself. Yeah. Huh?
I'm saying you can train personality. I mean, you can learn. If you're not in the right path, community can help you. To be the.
I like studying, for example, biggest artists in Africa. When I started singing, I was looking at, Makeba, Malope. Yes. I'm looking at artists that have made it singing vernacular, because that's my field. And I'm like, wow. So I look at journeys and I study to say I am a gospel artist, but my study scope is very wide. People like Brenda Fassie.
Yes, the South African.
Do you know if you watch her preparations for events, for example? I used to watch her films, how she would prepare for it is intentional. Excellence is intentional. You must rehearse. You must build your character. It will cost you, but you need it. It will cost you, but you need it. You deny yourself a lot of things. You must know the current affairs. It's not enough to just be talented. And then when you stand before scholars, when you stand up before presidents and leaders, what do you say? You must know the current affairs. For example, that is a personal, effort that you must put in to build your character. And above all, I would say, advantage has been being a Christian. I mean, God has really helped me depending on him. And that aspect also requires so much discipline and commitment and sacrifice. I think people that would just be gospel artists or secular, you go for very big forums, they just go drink, they go and be doing this. I've seen people that on the day of singing or ministration or whatever, they are high. So when they try to do their thing, the thing is, lack of discipline. So discipline and character is a personal responsibility.
But they're what opens doors. They're what, make Emmy be Emmy, discipline and character, isn't it?
So I think what makes Emmy Kosgei.
In relation to character. So, Emmy, so I want to say, yes, because as I say, many people look at you and say, I want to be like Emmy. Many people, want to forgo academics, or they do not use academics as a line of livelihood. They want to go into music. But you're telling me here right now, you've got to be disciplined, number one. Number two, you go to a particular character. So I'm very, very interested to understand where this character is coming from. Is it individual? Is it you as a person, or there are people behind you?
It is me and people behind me. I have mentors. I have coaches. I have people that really contribute to my personality. For example, people who rebuke me when I go wrong. I ask people after doing and things, thinking I've done so well, they will sit me down and say, that was so bad. That was so bad. So you cannot do this. You need to ask people who talk into my life. They talk to me, like sit me down, counsel me, give me direction. So those people have contributed to my character, yes.
So what do you tell people? And this platform is mostly about soft skills or characters or behavior that attract opportunities. So what do you tell people that struggle to get employment or to get opportunities, and they don't know where to start, where to go in relation to ability elements?
I think what I'd say is look around you. Look at what you may be looking for is not far-fetched. It could be just within your reach. It could be actually with you. What are you good at? Where is your passion? What is that thing that you do and you feel with less effort, like effortlessly, you succeed? What is that thing that makes you stand out, makes you different? For example, that's ways to pick on your passion. Pick on your passion. There are people, even some business people that do business out of passion. They have that calling. Any small thing they touch, imeenda. Wanaweza hata mawe. Do you understand?
Kama wewe sasa. Kitu umeshika wewe inaenda inaomoka yani. Is that not true? That is true. Come on. And I do know, Emily, I do know that after this interview, I'm going to momoka sasa. Because I'm talking to him.
Are you for real?
Oh, of course I am, yes.
Momoka. Oh, that's my prayer.
I mean, so, Emmy, I mean this in all ways. I do know that after this podcast, mimi sasa nikitoka hapo nje, mimi ni mkubwa sasa. Because I'm talking to you.
I mean, you're doing a lot. I mean, this is the biggest university. Do you understand? This is you're encouraging and attending to an audience that may not have had what you are offering today, and to know that it is possible. It is possible. I mean, talent and can take you very far. And then those people that are talented, young people and all that, you must have discipline. You must build a character, build a personality to it. There must be something about you that stands out. That's what my mentors told me, and I should maintain. So let this be it, because this is brands. You cannot have any brands.
Is the mentorship overrated?
Mentorship is a must, because every field you are entering into, there are people who have conquered it. That is, once you have understood and identified what you want to do, it is now you get mentorship in that particular field, right? But when you are trying to discover yourself, that's what we are saying. Discover, look within. What is your passion? What's that thing that you do effortlessly? Some people can sell. Some people have very good. They can. Hapa wamepewa mdomo, wanaweza kuongea mpaka na like what. So people, there are so many things. Is it music? Is it that? And then talent is the input you put in. It really matters. The attitude you put to talent really matters, because if you don't give it attention that it needs, then you will feel, you will wear out, because it won't give back to you.
Wow, interesting.
Right? So that is in.
So I'm very cautious about time, and there are two things I like to ask you. Number one, passion. Can someone show passion in an interview?
Can someone show passion
in an interview? So, for example, you've been invited for an interview, and one of those things that employers are looking for are people that are passionate about what they do. Now, I do know that yourself, when you do your gigs, you meet very interesting people. So I want to ask, how can I talk about passion, or how can somebody see passion in me in an interview? Is it possible?
It's very possible. I think if you sit down with someone and listen to them, in a minute or two or three, you will pick where their passion is. It's natural. You can't build passion. Passion is from within. Like if I'm selling for you now about let's say I have passion on culture, on our heritage, right? If you see my music, my performances, costuming, everything, I interpret where my heart is. My passion comes out. Without even telling you, you will know that this lady loves Africa. Everything about her is African. Now, by the time you're doing interview and you're talking, your passion will come out. Sometimes some employers will put you in a field where you fit in, that the strength, your passion is your strength. Your passion is your strength. That's the attribute. Yes, it's an attribute. Yeah.
Today I was talking to Mashirima Kapombe, and she was saying that most of the times people confuse mentorship and opportunities. So people will come to you because they know that when I come to Kosgei, she's going to introduce me, to opportunities, or actually they're going to give me jobs. When someone comes to you, is that what you see in them, or it doesn't matter really?
I think she's quite right. Many people confuse the two. And somebody will say, I'm coming to you, I need you to mentor me. Okay. Before that mentorship, they want you to do a collabo with them. Collabo is not mentorship.
Yes. Yes.
Musically, collabo is not mentorship. Rather, for me, mentorship would be me giving you a platform to showcase your talents, taking you along with me so you can study how I do things. I do concerts. So look at me behind the scenes.
Yes.
Without saying anything, you pick something out of it. Mentorship is me calling you and say, hey, don't start writing songs so that you can make money. You will be disappointed. Don't do music for money. Do music for passion. And if it is Christian music, if you're doing it to serve God, then in the middle of it, money will come. But if you do it with an intention of making money, you will be discouraged, because when people say, I have pursued my talent, I've written songs and nobody is buying them, now I feel like quitting, I'm discouraged. When you feel quitting and discouraged, it's because what was the reason of your writing songs? Right, if you wrote it for money, then you are in the wrong field.
And what is the role of internet when it comes to opportunities? And when I talk about internet, I'm referring to as an artist now. Someone wants to collabo with you, for instance, or that young person that I've decided, what I want to do is music. In your case, when you started, we didn't have social media. When I say we didn't have, I'm referring to you when you are in Kenya now trying to start your music. We didn't have anything like Facebook or YouTube, but now we've got that kind of space. So what do you tell young people or young persons that are looking for opportunities in relation to talent, in relation to internet?
Internet now is very powerful. It's the main mode of communication. Thanks to COVID, it has now trained people by force to know we can still work without meeting physically. You can still excel without physically being together. So that has added value to, I think, even many musicians, they have now given attention to their YouTube channels, Facebook channels, all social media handles more strongly than before, because that has proved to be the only main working channel of communication now. When I started music, of course, it was not like that. I didn't have knowledge about it. Sometimes I give stories of my producers, for example, that would produce all my songs, like from Katao Banda, Kaswich, Townet, Ololo to Ololo. My producer actually uploaded on their YouTube channel. I didn't have a YouTube channel. I didn't even know the power of YouTube channel. Do you get? And he didn't take the initiative to tell me you need to open a channel. Instead, he posted on his YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel did very well, my songs, So all that first time when I started doing music, I didn't even have information about YouTube and even how to use it. Now, it is many years later, now I have a YouTube channel. Now, it is picking those old songs and now uploading on my YouTube channel. Yeah, so to me, that was a real miss-up. Yeah, like I missed out a lot. Just knowing that YouTube now pays. There's a lot of money, internet, musically and all. If I accumulated my music from that time until now, of course, it would have made some serious monetary sense. So this is to everybody out there. Don't underestimate the power of internet. YouTube pays now for music. You can protect your intellectual property now. When I opened my own YouTube channel, that's how they blocked, they removed from where they were in millions of viewers. They had to close there now, put everything on my. So every artist, that's a place to take, advantage of. Even showcasing your passion. I know so many people that open YouTube channels to show how they can cook. I have my mentees that are out there that went on YouTube and showcasing different things from home during COVID, only for that to turn out to be a career. You understand? So there are so many aspects to it. So it's up to us to try and take advantage and see how it can make some small income for us.
And I'm very pleased you mentioned that. And coming from you, there was no internet in your case, and now you're trying to use social medias. Just through the end, as we end this discussion, Emmy, you see, there are things. When I talk about soft skills, the leadership skills, communication skills, how to work with people, but nobody talks about faith when it comes to look for opportunity. You're not very shy. Here you've said, you go to church, your calling, and then, but you still have gigs with corporates. So what's the role of faith? And and when I say faith, I don't mean juju. I'm a magic. And a general faith, a believer that's looking for opportunities.
Yeah. One thing I've known is you cannot separate gifting from faith. Every human being has an aspect of divinity in them, a part that God owns. Like we are soul, body, and spirit. That spirit being in every human being is a connection to our faith. So sometimes we concentrate on our soul, body, things that make us happy, blah blah blah. But there's the spirit being in everybody, and that spirit being in us plays a major role in our lives. That is the game changer. If everybody out there understands that, if you get it right with your spirit, with your spiritual being, with your faith, the rest of the things fall in place. Guess what? Talents is God that gives. Gifting is God that gives. To control your character, like in terms of character, is things that are controlled within your brain, your soul and body. That's where the character corruption is. But when your spirit is strong, it will not be so hard for you to align your character, to align yourself, even to opportunities, even to understand that this, for me, to understand that the music I do, for example, is because God has given me. He has given me for a reason. So when I have an understanding that what I am doing is for a reason, is for a season, and it's for a particular thing. Now I build my faith. I know that God, okay, I'm serving you. Open those opportunities for me. That's how I'm able to do church. Finish doing church, still carry church music to marketplace. I still get hope. Like today, I know so many major events in Kenya. They played my songs. I'm not there, but those songs, they carry a spirit.
Yes.
They are representing me. So to understand the faith in every human being, faith plays a big role, a major role in our lives. And when you involve God in everything, you're good.
You seem to involve a lot about character, and clearly character means a lot to you.
Yeah. You ask people, you can be very educated, you can have degrees, but without character, your degrees is nothing. You won't even portray that you are schooled. Everything comes back to character, your personality. How do you carry yourself? How do you treat people? How do you behave? How do you even respect yourself? Even in your workplace and everything, it must interpret it. People without character, when your character fails you, it waters down what you carry.
Wow.
Completely.
Do you preach as well?
Huh?
Do you usually preach as well? I mean, I don't know about this. When you will be the
Kidogo, why?
No, that's a genuine question. I really mean it. So when you move here?
Yeah, sometimes.
No, sometimes. No, seriously, I like the way you're putting words. I mean, you make them sound so easy, but they're very, very encouraging, I've got to say. Let's finish by talking about mentorship. And again, I'm going to refer to what Kapombe shared with me earlier. And I think she talked about how mentorship sometimes can be time consuming, and sometimes people don't know what they want. So they mean when I come to Emmy Kosgei, she will just open the doors for me, even though without telling you exactly the one. So first of all, do you mentor people? Do you have that kind of program where you mentor people?
Yeah, I think mentorship, I have people I mentor. And to just agree with her, you must have a lot of patience when doing mentorship. So much patience because mentees are not the same. And as she said, to actually pick a line that somebody is actually, a race that somebody is trying to run, it requires time before even you figure out what they want. And people come in with an open mind, sometimes with the wrong intention, sometimes open minds. So okay, so let's begin. What is they even don't know what they want. So by the time you pick that, so it requires a lot of patience, and then understanding that most people come in, for example, as you said earlier, somebody can come thinking, if I meet Emmy Kosgei, I'm able to meet this person. Do you get? If I go and meet Ken, I know Ken will introduce me to this and that. No, mentorship is literally like pastoring somebody. If I put in that context, it's like picking somebody and training the person, one, also from your own experience, so that they don't commit mistakes that I did. They should skip that part. All my mentees should skip that part, things that I didn't know. Now I demystify for them.
Right.
How do you make it? How did I get to where I am? How do you build your brand? How do you successfully do this, do that? So I build that in them. Some take it positively, some along the way, it's so hard when you are mentoring people that They are power hungry. They are exposure hungry. Once they get that small exposure, come.
Yes.
They run, but after running, they still come back, but it will be very late. So it requires a lot of patience.
Yes.
But I know there are people who need mentorship, really. It's good to get a mentor. I got a mentor. Yeah, every stage of life.
So you do so you got a group that you mentor yourself?
Yes, I mentor. And I mentor widely. There's music, there's talent, and now there are women. There are women that I mentor, and then young girls. We do Pamoja concerts, for example, if you've heard about it. It's one of my, projects that I am what do you call that? One of the founder, actually. So one of the things we do is mentorship. Sometimes we just go to a region and realize there's a lot of, let's say, girls dropouts. Right now there was an outbreak because of border.
Yes.
There was a breakouts, in some regions in Kenya. So if you come to that region and we feel so many girls are young mothers, we do mentorship. So if I go there as a big sister and talk to them about women issues, about why they should go back to school, why they should do this, and those ones that are not victims yet, to tell them they understand. When you demystify some things, then it becomes easier for youth and young people today that feel, this thing that is that they want to try out everything. So mentorship is just being as open as possible, being as practical as possible, so that you help someone, you build someone and make them a better people. So we do that. I've done that with the youth, with the girls. I've even done with border guys themselves. I know one region that we had just a mentorship program. We just had a meeting with plenty, border. Why? We're just talking to them about character, about building personality, about, border is a career, is a business. But now you must respect it and take care of it. Be respectful to the passengers that you carry. Don't take advantage. Don't tell school girls, instead of paying, you pay me, back and trip.
Yes.
So we will talk, and then they look at me, they are my fans, and then they will just be laughing, but it is good. Like, they will listen and take it very seriously. So I do it so much. It's now that I want to just do like online because of COVID. I don't travel a lot, so we can continue impacting lives. Yeah.
So where are you calling from? Are you right in Nigeria, in Kenya?
I'm in Nigeria.
I see. Well, I would just know. Well, listen, I cannot thank you enough for being on the show, Emmy Kosgei. I've got to tell viewers, we've never met. We don't even know each other. This is the first time I'm talking to you now. And
thank you.
I've got to say you're very easy and very relatable. And I remember when I asked Anthony Diema, thank you, Anthony, for making this happen. I told Anthony, I want Emmy Kosgei on the show. And what Anthony told me is she'll come. She's a very straightforward person and she likes what you do. So I cannot thank you enough for that, Emmy. Now, this is the last segment of the show where I normally ask guests to introduce me to another person. It does, I know some people may see this differently, but there's nothing wrong with asking. Like I asked, Anthony was here in the show, and I asked him and introduced him to you. So I'm going to ask you to introduce this person. I know you're friends. I know you follow each other on social media. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about now?
On social media.
Yes, on social media, yes.
I follow so many people. You can just say.
Well, Suzanne Uwio. I like to ask Suzanne Uwio on this show.
Oh, Araka Sana. I'll talk to her.
I know your friend.
She's a great person.
Right. So
my God, she's my sister. Oh. I will talk to her. She's my sister. We've done a lot with her.
I know.
And I found her to be amazing human being. She's doing a lot of things quietly.
Oh, and because they come out. So
yeah, she has a pure spirit. She has a, I tell people, I have so many friends in the secular field, amazing people that you can't believe it. I call and they'll pick and we'll do this, we do that, like mutual things that people come out. It's my brother, my Susan Ways. I'm sure you will love her.
Oh, listen. Well, I'm very persistent, and I will go to DM all the time.
Right away.
I will really appreciate that, Emmy Kosgei. Listen, I cannot thank you enough for being here with me today. From what I'm getting from this discussion here today, it's about character, personality, and these are things that open opportunities. And oh, goodness me, you see that now, I just feel like I don't know. I'm very happy because Emmy's Emmy. You don't just talk to Emmy like that. You must have a, what do you call it? You must book to get a hold of you. But you're talking to me right now. But you are Emmy. You are a very busy lady. And what I'm trying to justify here is actually internet works. Yeah. Thank you so much for being on the show, Emmy. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I'm also privileged. I'm grateful. So grateful.
Now
I was looking forward.
Oh, thank you. And for those, again, that have been with us, this is MtandaoVersity School of Soft Skills. Today, I was talking to Emmy Kosgei. You can find more of my podcast. If you go to YouTube, which is MtandaoVersity, you see some of the interviews I've done with other personalities. But today, I was with Emmy Kosgei. Emmy, thank you so much for your time, and I wish you all the best.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye for now. Cheers.
Bye. Cheers.